Yes, Rascal and Disco beer review with me, Disco, coming at you with another beer video. This time not in front of the cans and bottles in the bar at the Disco Arms, but outside, what I'm laughingly calling the beer garden at the Disco Arms. This video comes at you with a little story attached. Well, a couple of little stories. I'll try and keep it brief, though, obviously. Centres around this beer here. May Contain Brambles by Fierce Beer from up in Aberdeen in Scotland. 5% Bramble Porter. This is a beer I got by accident. Well, actually, this one I got on purpose, but I originally got it by complete accident from Beer 52. Now, whatever you think about Beer 52, and there's pros and cons. Some people like them, some people don't. I signed up with Beer 52 basically to get a free box. Yes, now the pondering man feels with his dreams. But as I was saying, I got this beer originally from a Beer 52 box. Normally, as I was saying, I got this beer from Beer 52 and I forgot to cancel a monthly subscription box. Normally, what I do, to be fair to them, they do send a reminder email. So I just log on, cancel month on month. Occasionally, I forget. This is probably only the second time. And even with this time, I swear I went on there and cancelled it. I definitely got the email. I definitely went on there. Maybe I just didn't press enter in the right place or something, but I'm sure I cancelled this month's box. Mostly just some cost grounds, to be fair. I don't mind Beer 52, but they do kind of pad it out a little bit with a lot of 330 cans, a lot of session pale ales, and just the odd 440 can, occasionally a bottle and stuff like that. You get the snacks and the magazine I never read. On the whole, it's not a bad deal. I just can't be doing that month on month, so I normally cancel it. I forgot with this one or didn't do it properly or whatever. Anyway, the box turned out. Oh, that's the other thing. The other moan about Beer 52 is their notifications. I don't mind things not going right, but I like a bit of communication. And with this one, as with ones before, you get a notification on the day that it's coming that day. You never know when it is. They don't actually tell you. You get a notification on the day, and I always get a notification at 10 o'clock saying your beer will turn up between 9 and 11. And then 10 minutes later, it's on the doorstep. It's like, thanks for the email, but, give me a little bit of notice, to be fair. Anyway, this is not a moan about Beer 52. It is what it is, and it is what you make of it. And I say, mostly month on month, I make of nothing of it because I cancel it. This box turned up, and I thought, you know what? Actually, looking at the box, it's a box of beers from Scotland. I love beers from Scotland. Probably the second or third main area that I've got beers from on online ordering in the last couple of years. And I noticed this one especially interested me. I've seen beers from Fierce Beer before. I've been on their website, and it's the kind of one that I've got to apologise to because I've been in their web shop and ended up with 70, 80 quid's worth of beer in the basket. And I just can't pull the trigger. I can't really do that. And I can't decide which ones to cancel, which ones not to have. So I usually end up umming and ahhing and not having any of them. I have had a couple from other places. I've picked up the odd can here and there. And I did have a couple of decent, very high ABV Imperial Stouts before lockdown. So I do know Fierce Beer. I do like them. I'm right in the flight path of an airport, a little airport out here in North West London. I haven't seen a plane all morning until I set up the camera outside because I thought it would be nicer than doing it inside. It's still just as hot out there. But it's just the way it goes, I suppose. Anyway, as I was saying, so this box turned up. I thought about complaining and saying, look, I cancelled this. But then, like I say, I looked at the beers, saw they were quite decent, saw this one. I thought I'd give it a go. I don't normally review beers when I do get Beer 52 beers in unless they're disco beer. And I've had a couple of disco beers off the web shop, used up my points. So you get a fiver off now and again. So it's not too bad. I picked this one out on a Wednesday night whilst I was playing darts, just fairly innocuously. I thought I'd just check it out. And it was one of those beers where you just go, oh, wow. Like I said, I had this before, so that's no surprise. But What it is, it says it's a Bramble Porter. As you see by the thumbnail, for me, it's a sour porter. And correct me if I'm wrong, please do in the comments, but I've not seen too many sour porters. I don't even know if it's a separate category as such. But because of the blackberries and brambles, and I do like blackberries, got a bunch out here in the garden. Never quite sure how good they are, really. Sometimes they're really nice and sweet and plump and juicy. Sometimes they're kind of a bit small and a bit sharp and a bit sour. But it's more tart than actual sour. This is probably more tart than like sour. It's not a ghost, and it's not even really a kettle sour. It's just got a really tart blackberry and bramble note to it that it feels like a sour, but it's got the dark maltiness of a porter and the sweetness of a porter. I talk about a lot about balance, me and Rasco, and this has got that balance between the sour tart fruitiness and the malty kind of brown breadiness of a porter. And it just made me go, oh, I wasn't expecting that. But it's a good surprise in it. You know, it's a good way. Not a massive fan of sour beers, but this sits really nice. It's cold out the fridge. It's got the refreshing fruitiness of a sour. Great malty drinkability of a porter that sits on my palate well. The head retention on that is pretty decent as well. Give it a little shake and it stays. I was really impressed with the flavours of blackberries. I like blackberry anyway. There's a lot going on all the way down the glass. It doesn't last very long in the glass because I enjoy it. What I did after that first one is go back onto beer 52, find out how many points I'd got, and say I'd got a fiver. So I've got 6 more cans in, and I don't think this happened on beer 52 before. For me, it doesn't happen with a lot of beers, to be fair. So this one, it's a beer of the year contender for that, because it just made me want to have another look, made me want to go again, made me want to try it and see this sour porter that I've sort of found. I don't even know if it's a thing. Do let me know. Is sour porter a thing? Have you had this before? What do you think of fierce beer from up in Aberdeen in Scotland? Do let me know. Either way, probably going to have that second can right now because this one hasn't lasted very long. I've been Disco Rascal and Disco Beer Review. This has been May Contain Brambles by Fierce Beer. Enjoy the beers. Cheers.